What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Want to give my post-fight Roman Choclatito Gonzalez versus Brian Hawaiian Punch Valoria just ended, and I'm gonna try to nail this before the main event, Triple G versus David Lemieux. Excellent fight, very good, entertaining scrap. Let me grab my Twitter because I have some of the rounds memorized based on the tweets that I had. And this was a great experience fight for Roman Gonzalez. This is the type of fight that he needed. He was in there with a guy whose power he had to respect, a guy who is a veteran. And the thing I like about Viloria is you could tell he wanted to win. He came, he was in shape, he has power, and he looks sharp. But it's just Roman Choclatito is, he has it right now. You know what I'm saying? He has the torch, and he was just a bit sharper, and he's just a hard style to deal with. But excellent, superb tour de force performance for Roman Choclatito Gonzalez. Now, I made a first look before his HBO debut, and I told you guys to check for Roman Gonzalez. Well, if you don't know, now you know. I mean, the dude is nice. Like, normally in my post fights, I give the good, the bad, and the ugly, and there's not really much bad and ugly. I mean, he came and handled business against a game veteran. And again, I have to stress this, Valoria, he's old for the division, especially in the smaller weight divisions, but he's not like a Montiel or somebody who's like been knocked out and shot worn. They said going into this, he had never been knocked down in his amateur or pro career. He's never been stopped, anything like that. So he looked hungry. He looked like, but it was just he was getting bested by a guy with an excellent strategy. Now, what I liked about Roman Gonzalez is there's so much. It's almost like textbook boxing what he does, and it's weird because I see shades and hints of a lot of different fighters in him. Like I see Alexis Arguello when I watch him. When I watch him, I see a bit of Manny Pacquiao. Like what I mean by Pacquiao's probably a little bit more athletic, but what he does is he'll rip combos and he'll sidestep and pivot. And he does a lot of bending at the waist. And that kind of reminds me of Pacquiao, how he'll just boom, boom, and then move to the side and still have a lot of torque on his shots. And then he'll hook to the body, then he'll sidestep again. It's a handful to deal with. The other thing he does that reminds me of Canelo is he'll lull his opponent to sleep, and it is like a kind of a dormant round for him. And out of nowhere, he'll just explode with combinations and just start ripping nasty combinations upstairs, downstairs, yak, yak, yak. You know what I'm saying? He's just ripping it. But the difference being, he's a small guy. Canelo's a bit bigger. So sometimes when Canelo does that, he has like spurts where he looks like he's gassed out. And this, with Roman Choclatito being a smaller guy and having good conditioning, it's more of a relentless pressure. He does that often. Whereas Canelo, I see him do it like in the Angulo fight, but then he'll take lots of breaks, or the lower fight and he'll take breaks. And Roman Gonzalez is just, it reminds me of the movie Training Day when Denzel was like, yeah, you know I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake. Like, he's surgical, the way he does it, the way, just the upstairs, downstairs, just textbook boxing. It's beautiful. It's a thing to watch. And I think this was the exact type of opponent that he needed that will bring him into the trenches. His uppercuts are disgusting. His body work is filthy. And again, I'm not trying to sell Brian Valoria short, because there were spots where he was going. It's just like when you watch Gonzalez, I think round 5 or 7, he was just getting busy, letting combinations go. But in the round it was stopped, which is round 9, Viloria cracked him. And I think he was, it knocked the wind out of Choclatito, because he stopped punching all of a sudden. And then he tucked his elbows into his side, because you could tell he was hurt to the body. And that's the round where he composed himself, and all of a sudden he gained his momentum back, and that's the round where he got the stoppage. As far as the stoppage, me personally, I'm not going to say it was super egregious like Carl Froch, George Groves, part 1, nothing like that. But to me, it was a bit premature, meaning since Viloria had that massive success in that same round with the body shot, he was getting pinned against the ropes and Gonzalez was coming on ripping combinations. I probably would have waited a little bit longer to see a little bit more before, I mean, because some of the combinations he was getting hit with were the combinations he had been getting hit with throughout the fight. So, I mean, he was definitely down on the scorecards, but I don't know if I would have stopped it at that precise point. I know Valoria, he's a warrior and he's not going to give up, but I probably would have maybe gave it like 3 to 5 more seconds, and if he didn't punch back, then I would have stopped it. But I forgot the ref's name, Benitez or whatever. He kind of stopped it. So I mean, I can't be mad, because To me, Valoria probably only had one round, which was the first round. And that's the other thing. HBO's commentary, they be dick riding sometimes. Like, not really Roy Jones, but Harold Letterman gave the first round to Valoria, and I thought he earned that particular round. He came out sharp and guns blazing, and he was throwing a bit more, and you've seen Gonzalez was a little bit tentative. And the HBO commentators, like Max Kellerman or somebody, was like, no, I gave it to Gonzalez. Like when HBO has a star, they really back their star. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it seems a bit biased. But I definitely gave the first round to Valoria. In the way they made it sound like it was out of the question to give Valoria round one, which I don't see. But excellent performance by Choclatito. I mean, the dude's an animal. He's a monster. Just vicious. He has good defense for a guy who's offensive, but he's also textbook and strategic. So. And he has heart, you know what I'm saying? He got hurt badly in the round where he got the stoppage, so no complaints. Let me know what you guys think. If you watch Choclatito versus Valoria, props to Valoria for a game effort. Drop it in the comment section. What's next for him? How high can he go? What's his ceiling? Drop all that good stuff in the comment section. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.